And I want to preference this with saying these guys have had amazing careers, and you've been recording for over 30 years and constantly putting out material. You're gonna have some misses. That's why they're the greatest ever. Between Jay and Nas, that's why they're the greatest ever because they have so much material and have been consistent over such a period of time. But you gotta have some songs that are not so great. And with that being said, let's go to Jay-Z.
You want to start?
This is my top five worst Jay Z records.
Correct.
At number five, I went Picasso Baby. I don't have to go and explain too much of that. I think I've done that on previous shows enough. Reminder from the Blueprint 3 was number four on my list. Too Many Hoes was number three on the Blueprint 2.
That was good, Mike. That was good.
That was pretty bad. I listened to that a couple of times today. Like,
No, no, no.
that's
I mean
bad.
that was no, Mike. I mean that was a good selection by you.
Oh
Not
no,
a
no,
good
I know what you meant.
yeah, that was a good choice.
Number two, Hollywood, featuring Beyonce from Kingdom Come. And number one worst Jay Z song I think I've ever heard was What They Gonna Do, featuring Sean Paul from the Blueprint 2.
Oh, Mike, those are excellent Jay-Z choices. Those are excellent choices. I'm glad that we really
Well,
got.
this is what I will say, man. The ones that I didn't, that almost made it, I would say. Girl's Best Friend, I hated that record.
I didn't mind that record.
From the Blue Street, but I know people like that record. I wasn't gonna put that down
Yeah, I
because
didn't mind. I
again,
didn't mind.
he was actually doing some of the things that you're talking about. He did on I Know on that record when talking
Yeah,
about a
blueberry
diamond and stuff.
slices and the contextualization.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I thought about S. Carter from Volume 3. It's a very bad song.
You really don't like S. Carter, do you?
No,
I don't.
Pop for Rock
I'm
was
good.
bad too, but the fact that it really wasn't all him, I kind of just was like, I'll leave that out.
I don't know if S. Carter is bad enough to crack the bottom 10, Mike, to be honest with you. I think he has 10 records worse than S.
What do you
Carter.
think about the song Hate from the Blueprint 3?
Hate with Ye?
Yeah.
I like Hate. You don't like Hate?
I like Kanye's part. He didn't sound comfortable on there. So, I mean, again, I thought that was more of a personal, not like.
No, I like that. Balling, bitches, eating y'all food, leaving dishes. Why I never hear talking clear part yet? Yeah.
I guess it
I
just never
that.
connected with me. I left it off.
I don't even want
But Somewhere in America's bad.
No, he's tight on Hater. I loved him on Hate actually. Yeah. No, I enjoyed that.
Jay Short says S. Carter off Volume 3 was 2011 LeBron. I don't know what that means, but.
I think that's he choked it up to the man.
And the song Versus that was on Holy Grail. Somebody said y'all forgot about Girls, Girls, Girls. Let me go to your list.
First of all, Girls, Girls, Girls is a dope record.
It is. Now, you know what? You got Young Forever on here. I'm with you. I never liked that song.
I'm about to say we're working in reverse, but yeah, that's my number one.
But no. I was just wanting to point that out. So you got Hollywood at number 5.
I was really just doing that to be nice, so we didn't have to be too disrespectful to his wife and keep this on some rap shit. That song's awful.
Justify My Thug at 4.
So I'm gonna tell you part of my rationale for this.
Okay.
Is
because I like Justify My Thug actually.
I don't, and I'm gonna tell you why. Well, we know that you can ride a West Coast beat really well. We know that you're arguably the most versatile MC of all time or in that conversation. This is your only pairing with DJ Quick. I think both of you guys mailed this one in. Both, like that's a 7 beat, that's a 7 performance by both of them, and I'm gonna dock them both for not making it a point to make this record better because they're better than that. And this was supposedly his retirement album. And all the other pairings for me fit more seamlessly than this one. And even if the pairing didn't fit, he made sure he outperformed it, i.e. Moment of Clarity.
I agree with that. Listen, and I think there's a lot of credence to what you said because the Fade to Black DVD from back in the day kind of took you on the journey of him creating this project. And we never got any type of stories, footage, or anything about how him and Quick came together with this, what that creating was like. So it does feel like it might have been just dialed in because, the moment that he, did 99 Problems, when he went over to Rick Rubin's house and, we found the beat for Dirt Off Your Shoulders, Timbaland. You know, you had Pharrell in the studio. You had Kanye giving him lines for Lucifer and stuff. And okay, well, DJ Quick, who's a legend, we have nothing documented of that, or at least how that
Okay,
even came together. So it makes you
so
feel
here,
like it was doubted.
and listen to what I'm about to say. This is why I highlighted this song. I think if this song was
Somebody in the
put
chat
away,
said Leroy Green is Jay-Z. Go ahead. What
yes,
were you saying?
absolutely. If he is Leroy Green, guess what? Invite me to the front so I can scare all your favorite rappers. They don't want to get an interview with people. Anyway, Mike, what I'm trying to say is that if Justify My Thug is really what it's supposed to be, like if it's the record they're capable of making together, I think you can make an argument that the Black Album is as good as the Blueprint. Because I don't think the Black Album is that far behind the Blueprint. Because when you listen to the Black Album, Mike, what more can I say? Dirt Off Your Shoulders, Threat, 99 Problems, Lucifer, Allure, my first song. No, Mike, he got
He got
actually
bangers on that.
he got just as much heat on there as he do on the Blueprint, if not more. And so this song for me could have been one of those tip the scale moments where you actually say, well, actually, song for song, you got more songs that are better on the Black Album than on the Blueprint. And I
But
think you
see,
still kind of have I think you still have a valid argument for that. I think
you
this is
do.
the song that could have pushed it over the line. But this would have pushed it over the line had they done their job with this record.
You think so? I think the Moment of Clarity record is the one that holds it back.
But no, Mike, because lyrically, that's one of his better moments. That's why I say this is the record. There's nothing that you remember lyrically about him on this song. There's nothing about this song beat wise that says DJ Quick gave Jason time.
I agree. You're right. I mean, the bars aren't there.
He got the common sense line on Moment of Clarity, Mike. That's big.
Yeah. You're right. There are memorable bars and the whole, Talib Kweli, lyrically, I beat Talib Kweli. He fought against that bad production on Moment of Clarity. And I'm not doing this to beat up on Eminem or anything, but let's just be real. You got Ninth Wonder on Threats, and then you get this beat. And then the next beat is what, 99 Problems. Then you got PSA. Track-wise, this doesn't even fit in the stratosphere. So the fact that he fought against the bad production on Moment of Clarity and gave us memorable moments on it, I agree with you. Even though I do think Justify My Thug is a better song than Moment of Clarity, just I'd rather listen to it other than Moment of Clarity, but I do think Moment of Clarity is more valuable to the album than Justify My Thug is.
He's so great on Moment of Clarity. He's great. He's great on Moment of Clarity. He's not great on Justify My Thug.
Yeah. Okay. And so you got I Know What Girls Like. No. I skipped Reminder. Reminder's number 3. I think Reminder was number 3 for both of us. Now I have Reminder at number 4. Reminder's just trash.
Pretty much. I don't know what else to say.
And when I listen to Reminder, it sounds like he's trying to do some things that are going on currently. That were going on at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I thought the J. Cole record was more like that. The Every Day a Star Is Born. I thought that was him trying to be I thought that was more sound-wise what was going on at the time. But I could see why you might feel that way.
I mean, just delivery-wise.
Okay.
It sounded like he was trying to kind of do what some of the rappers were doing at that time. Every Day a Star Is Born is an interesting record in the sense where it sounds like it's a slight to everyone who came before him.
It is. It's cheap.
But, it's interesting. What did he say about Nas on Every Day a Star Is Born? Did he say anything? It was like
he said, I had to bootleg the Illmatic. It was so ahead. Shit was so ill, thought we was all dead. Something like that. No,
I remember, yeah. Jay Short says, "Hey Poppy, Paper Chase in Volume 2, excuse me."
Paper Chase for Foxy?
I think Paper Chase was underwhelming.
I think it's underwhelming, but it's not a bad song.
Nah, it's not a bad song. I mean, the fact that it's Timbaland and Jay, I think, in their catalog of music, I think it was underwhelming. Okay. And so you got I Know What Girls Like at number 2.
So let me explain the rationale of this. And I told you, like, those singles on Volume 1 ruined Volume 1. But I'm really talking about this song. Sunshine isn't as bad as people think that it is.
I listened to Sunshine today. It's not.
It's not as bad. Had Philippine thing for now. Let's call her Suki. Got me booty banging. No, he's
The
flowing on
production
there.
on Sunshine is dope too. The hook,
That
I love Babyface, but
hook is
Babyface has never really been great on hip hop songs.
the hook is out of place and sounds dated even for the time. And yeah, but Jay is in pocket in there. The City Is Mine is not a bad song. It's just not a good song.
I like
Okay?
The City Is Mine. I actually like the chorus to it.
A lot of people feel that way
Yeah.
about it. Both of those songs are some mid, okay? I know what girls like, it's just not any good, Mike.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so when I heard Sunshine, I was like, no, I can deal. And people forget that actually kind of was a lead up. He did Who You With off the Sprung soundtrack that summer.
Oh yeah, it
Okay.
was on the Sprung soundtrack. I forget about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I love Who You With.
I
So-
kind of like Who You With.
I like Who You With more than those 3 singles. That's for damn
Oh
sure.
no, definitely.
He
Who
did
You
Who
With
You
banged a lot down here, man. They got a lot of play
He did.
here in Atlanta.
Mike, Who You With used to be on the top 5 at 5.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
So he then segued in and did Sunshine. And so we went from Who You With to Sunshine. I was like, that's a drop off, but we gonna deal because you gotta move units this time around. I get it.
Yeah.
Then he came up with The City Is Mine. And I was like, no, you can't. And then I know what girls like him. I was like, no, that's some trash. I'm like, well, what are you
I know
doing?
what girls like is bad. I don't
What
see
is-
how that song could have been good.
What are you doing? Like, he literally just did that because it says Puff and Lil Kim.
For real. At that point, and for people who weren't there to experience it, anything that you put Puff, Kim, or Mace on, you could do any kind of 80s retread and people would accept it.
Right.
It's just what it is.
But it's some trash is what it was, Mike. And it's the worst. I think it's the worst single of his career.
But you know what kind of threw the balance off with that? When Big got on Diana Ross's I'm Coming Out with More Money, More Problems, everybody thought anything could work.
No, Mike, that's why I keep bringing that up about how important that song is. It's like, that song's not supposed to be that dope. That's big. That's what I'm saying. Is
That's
like,
I'm
Mike,
Coming Out.
Mike, when I talk about that song, Mike,
Yeah.
I never even talk about Puff or Mace's part. I literally just go to Big BIGPO because he's what makes that song epic and fly. No info for the DEA.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I remember when I was a kid, I heard that song way before. I think that might have been the first song I heard from Life After Death. It was on a Clue mixtape. And I was like, yo, this song is dope before Big got on. Because Mace set it off. Mace set it off on that record. Because I remember taping that off of a mixtape or something, and I was like, man, I got to have this. But Big was icing on the cake, obviously.
Federal
But
agents mad because I'm flagrant. Tap myself in the phone in the face.
saying all that to say, I liked the song before I even heard Big's verse come in, is what I'm saying.
No, I
Oh,
can
somebody
dig that.
said Hello Brooklyn is trash. It is.
It's not trash.
I don't like
It's
Hello Brooklyn at all.
Yeah.
I understand what they were trying to do.
I don't understand, but okay.
That was a Beastie Boys play off of, No Sleep to Brooklyn. That's what they were trying to accomplish.
With Lil Wayne?
Mm-hmm.
Next.
Yeah, it didn't make sense, but that's what they were trying to do.
Shit don't make no sense.
Young Forever, number 1. You know what? I left this off because this is another record that I didn't like that other people seem to love. I hate that record. I'm not mad at you having that at number 1. That's a bad song. It was supposed to be. We talk about stadium flow all the time. And I think when Jay was out there touring with U2 and maybe Coldplay at the time, I know him and Chris Martin were cool. I think he was trying to have his close out stadium song, and this was an attempt at that.
Okay.
And it was bad.
Next time, don't.
So do you want to explain why you have this song at number 1? Because I was kind of surprised that you're number 1.
It's so terrible to me on every level, Mike. I don't like the vision. I don't like the focus. And it's like, to be honest with you, and I don't think he understood this, is like, dude, you made it this far without ever even having to try to make a song like this, and you sell out stadiums and have stadium flow records. Why are you at this stage in your career when you're already in stadium flow and on stadium flow, and you have Ye, or you even attempting to make a record like this? Like, why?
Somebody said Leroy was tripping when he made this.
This is it's like it's one of those moments where it shows like all his grandiose behaviors and arrogance, and then you couple it with just some really bad music making, and this is one of those things that it's like, nah, you ain't about to make songs like this and be my goat. Goats don't like you can't be my goat and make records like this.
You know what song I hated too, and it almost made my list? The song with Justin Timberlake. I hate that song. Holy
Which one?
Grail.
Holy Grail. Oh yeah.
I
Oh
know I'm
my God.
beating up on Magna Carta, man, but that shit is
No, you
trash.
should. No, you should. Magna Carta's worse than Nostradamus.
Now that album is worse than Nostradamus. Was that the one you said earlier that's worse than
Yes,
Nostradamus?
I said Magna Carta's worse than
It
Nostradamus. It
is.
is.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
No, it is. It's
It
pretty
is.
bad. It's pretty bad.
Yeah,
You gotta be
it
bad.
is. It is.
You gotta be not trying.
I mean, because I have like in my notes, I got like 3 songs from that album that I didn't even put in this top 5.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's how I feel about I Am. It's like, yeah, y'all better be happy Miles is like favorite for a favorite and that stuff is on I Am because there's some straight trash on there.
So Billy Barr says Holy Grail is super trash. All right, so what are some songs that we left off that y'all think that should have been on this list? We got, because Coop had Young Forever, I Know What Girls Like, Reminder, Justify My Thug, Hollywood. And I ended up putting...
No, there's some Kingdom Come, some 444 stuff that can catch some smoke. Just like there's some... Mike, I was going through that Untitled album. I was like, oh, you want to know what Nas is really great at? That's why I was like, don't give him a pass on that intellectual stuff. He intellectually gets by on a lot of songs where it's like, oh, that was just good enough to get you by. And that's why I don't give him no pass on that stuff. The whole Untitled album is like that, Mike, where you run down the songs, and it's like, well, the song ain't really bad because intellectually he's taking it somewhere and doing something. I'll give you an example of it. Y'all My Niggas on the Untitled album. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the record, the beat itself, and him is not super dope, but conceptually where he's taking it is so dope. It's like, no, I'm going to let that ride. He does that a lot.
Well, I will say this. The number one that I got for Jay, that what they gonna do with Sean Paul, his verse on theirs. Well, the opening verse is horrible. I don't even know if I've ever made it to the second verse. Where he's like, who with me? I got a banana clips, I got a zoo with me. I hate that song. I don't think I've ever made it to the second verse. If I have made it to the second verse, it's been a very long time. And I think a lot of the songs that I chose, he just sounds horrible on. You know, there's not even some... You know what? The best rapping he did on the songs that I picked, shit, might be Reminder. That's crazy.
Pretty sad.
I need a Picasa in mi casa. I'm a hasa. No. You know, and I understand what he was trying to do, but, you know, again, like we said, the Nas thing, execution is everything.
So let's even go to that. When you're talking about him on Picasso, baby, well, Mike, that's the same thing inflection-wise that he's doing on that third verse of I Love the Dough. Except for on I Love the Dough, he's immaculate with it. Miraculous.
Yeah.
Pocket stay full. Niggas skip the ball because we mad at those. Snatch the P89s that we pack in the drawers and we clap the doors of your Acura. Snap like cameras on amateurs. Make you all dance, hold a hammer to yours. Bigger jig, rock, ice, no cracks or flaws. Everybody got a part to play. Back to yours. Run up in your crib now. Crack your doors. Once the real players live. It's a habit to floss. That's when he's pulling that shit off well.
Yeah. Execution is everything. TJ says Best of Both World albums were not good either. You know what? LP says Jay's verse on High Remix is the worst. It was his worst verse. That was a bad verse. You know, what they used to do, and I'm sure my New York people or East Coast people in the chat can contest to this, but East Coast rappers would get on down South rappers shit and just spit some bullshit. And that's what Jay did on the High Remix. And Nori did that shit on Project Pat's album. When he came in there, what was that, on Getty Green? I forgot the name of the song. He was just in there, what? Like he wasn't even trying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They didn't respect Southern MCs as lyricists. So I think, yeah, Jay not only dialed the high thing in, but he didn't even try. But he tried to do that on Oh Boy, allegedly, and Cam said, you know, this ain't making the remix. So
next.